My name is Brian, and I'm your lead instructor for this program. It's sponsored by Cybersecurity ABC. Is in YouTube. Is a YouTube channel that sponsors that does cybersecurity studies. One of our sponsors also is Talent App. Talent App for the batch one, two, three. Before you guys, but they were up. Your registration would have been straight to their platform because they are sponsoring this program too. But they're having some downtime. That's why we're able to be making payments offline. Then the last is Each One Teach One Tech. Each One Teach One Tech is an NGO in United States of America. What they do normally is they equip underserved communities with skills, cybersecurity skills, and knowledge, and the platform for them to have a positive life outcome. So they also are part of sponsors to our program. In fact, they have a security operations center, live security operations center, where I work currently as a cybersecurity support technician with them. I work. And while I'm also working, I'm also doing my own personal trainings on the SOC. How many of you know what SOC is? If you know, kindly raise your hand up so I can see. If you know what SOC is, or if you heard about it. Okay, SOC means Security Operations Center. So during the program, we're going to be finding out what they do more and how they operate. Once more, I'm the lead instructor, Mr. Brian, and our classes will be every Saturday by 2:30 p.m. We've had two sections already this morning. There's a section that is by 10 a.m. to 11:30. There's a section that starts by 12 till 2. Then yours, the batch 4, is starting from 2:30 to hopefully 1 hour 30 minutes or 2 hours, depending. So let's ride on. Who is this program for? If you were attentive with the flyers and the adverts, specifically for beginners, rookies, first of all, those who don't have any idea of what cybersecurity is. Secondly, for beginners who somehow they have a little bit idea of what uh, Femi, welcome. You're late. Welcome. The class is just about starting. Are you there? Hello, Femi. You just came in now. Yeah, talking about our sponsors to Dr. Maxwell is here, and he is a pioneer of Talent App. Like I told you guys, they are part of our sponsors. So, Doc, it's nice to have you here. We've missed you. Welcome. Hello, Doc. You want to greet? Okay, I think he's not okay. So, okay, let's move ahead. He will greet us before he goes away. So, who is this program for? It's for rookies, beginners, working professionals in diverse fields. Now, there are people who basically probably they don't want to go into the core practices of cybersecurity. They just want to have uh, the knowledge so that they can go into GRC, especially working professionals. In batch 3, there is I think one of the applicants, learners, is currently working as okay, that's in batch 2, Mr. Ola. He's working as a chartered accountant and he's in the program. So he said he has focus on GRC. So other working professionals too who wants to you know expand their knowledge on the field are also welcome to join the program. For example, in batch 3, we have Micah. Micah, all the way from Canada. He's currently in the program, and it's been nice interacting with him. Micah already has the certification you guys will write in this exam, in this program. He already has it. So, but he came in here for the practical purposes and also for the knowledge base. We also have people from Ghana who are in the program, and funny enough, um, this class is more of ladies than male. Normally, the first from the batch 1 to batch 3, we had more of the guys in the class than. But this time around, we have more of the ladies in the class. So I give it up for the ladies. It's nice having you guys around.
Thank you. That's to tell you that we don't want to be left out.
Exactly. So Tega and Paul, you guys are the only male in the session with the other ladies around. So I hope the class is going to be very fruitful. Um, the duration of the bootcamp is 7 weeks, and that means we have 7 live classes every Saturday. And after the 7 weeks, the program doesn't end unless you end it. What I mean is the community is there with you. I'm always there to assist. Opportunities come out, we share. We have difficulties during work-related difficulties or learning-related difficulties. You can always share in the group, just like others are. So in that group, in the paid group that you guys are in, where you get your links for your classes, batch 1, batch 2, batch 3 guys, they're all there. Some of them are currently preparing for the exam. Some of them are graduates. They're already doing their practicals, just like you will be doing in a few weeks coming. So if you have questions in the weekdays, because weekends are for the live classes where we treat important topics, then we'll give out classworks and the things you're supposed to do within the weekdays. So within those weekdays, if you have things that get you confused, if you need help, you could always either DM me or you send it to the group and I will respond. There are 2 times when I will not respond to you. Number one, when I'm sleeping. Number two, when I'm eating. I love those 2 times. Those 2 times, I don't joke with them. Apart from that, I will answer you, be it 12 a.m. or 4 a.m. My own classes, I start my classes by 12 a.m. and that is 7 p.m. EST time, Eastern time. So when my colleagues in USA are starting their class by 7 p.m., by this time in Nigeria here, the time would be 12 p.m. for me. So it runs till 3 a.m. So for you to know that what we're doing is very serious business. For whichever class and level you are in, you take your learning and your training very serious because the industry is fast moving ahead. So the learning goals for this program, you're going to go through the foundations of cybersecurity. You're going to get essential knowledge of cybersecurity concepts, including threats, vulnerabilities, and defense mechanisms. And you're going to have introductory knowledge about SOC, the Security Operations Center. You will understand the role of a SOC, how it operates, and its importance in safeguarding organizations, data, and everything. You will also learn about, you'll get hands-on practice like home lab setup. You will learn how to set up a home lab, conduct network mapping, port scanning, enumeration, and scanning with tools like Nmap and Wireshark. This enumeration looks like it's a wrong spelling, but I don't know. Probably I didn't spell it right, but I have a feeling that I didn't get it right. Okay. Also, part of the practicals, we're going to have a hands-on on penetration testing with Bob Suite. Okay. We're going to learn how to conduct basic penetration tests on OAuth shop using Bob Suite to identify and exploit vulnerabilities, especially SQL injection. We're going to use it for that particular training. Then also, we're going to be exploring some hands-on cybersecurity platforms like HackTheBuzz and TryHackMe, depending on the time left. What happens is before we get to this part, the practicals already overwhelming people. So I tell the batches, the more and the faster you are in the program, the more we could accomplish. Then also, um, the program doesn't end when it ends, so you still have all those opportunities, either with the upcoming batch or when you guys as a batch get together and say, okay, Mr. Brian, can we have these parts again? So you have that privileges also. So the proceeds for this bootcamp program, you're going to get certificate of completion both from uh, my company and some of our sponsors like Talent App. They're going to issue you a certificate of completion from them. Then you also go in, you'll be privileged to get certified in cybersecurity with ISC2, and it is a very interesting training with ISC2 because it's both in-house and external. When I mean in-house is there's mock, you write the training, you do it in your house, then you write exams in-house. Then the real certified in cybersecurity exam you're going to is external. You go to a designated CBT center. For those here in Nigeria, you go to a designated CBT center that is closest to you to go write and sit down for the exam. They observe standard examination protocols, no external materials, no noise, nothing. You go sit down, you write the exam. Only you or the people that are scheduled for that same day you schedule. So it is very important that when filling or registering for the exam, you will use correct details. You do that diligently so that you will not have any mistakes. And will also guide you towards that exam preparation on your exam day. Wish you all the best of luck. So ISC2, they are in the vision or in the mission of training 1 million cybersecurity personnel. I don't know how long that vision is going to last, but to God be the glory that you met it and you're going to sit for it. Hopefully, I am very hopeful and very optimistic that you guys are going to sit for the exam and pass the exam. Because if you do not pass the exam on your first sitting, you will be going for a second sitting. And second sitting, that's when you are going to pay for the exam. Like I said, it's an international exam. It's not owned by Mr. Brian. It's not owned by Nigeria. It's an international exam. And resitting for the exam, getting the tickets cost around $199, if I'm not mistaken. If you match it down to now Naira currency, you should be getting around 200 something thousand. So know that the worth of what you're getting, what the exam and everything is, just schedule your mind that you're paying over 200,000 for this training. So you're going to give it your best. Because if you do not pass the exam, you will receipt and you're going to pay for that voucher. And believe you me, that's about the cheapest cybersecurity certification examination you're going to be having. When you go ahead from here, other ones are very costly. Okay, very costly. When I mean very costly, I don't mean 300,000. 300,000 is not costly. I mean $1,800, $8,000, $6,000. So and it's expected that when you get when you get into the job, you will be able to fund some of your certificates through the your job earnings. Hopefully by then. So welcome to week one. Any questions or contributions before we move it down? If you're okay, you tell me that you're okay so that we'll go ahead.
I have a question.
Kindly go ahead, Faith.
Okay, good afternoon, all. My question is, since I'm going to go through this training now, is this enough to make me ready for a cybersecurity job, or I will still have to go through more trainings, or additional boot camps or something before I
Okay.
can be qualified
Oh,
or to be able to call myself a cybersecurity expert.
okay. The word expert is a continuous word, actually. Um, what I'm going to do to answer you clearly is by the end of this program, you will have you will not be a rookie, you will not be a beginner, but you will be an intermediate person. You will be ready for an internship. You will be ready for internship roles in any firm in cybersecurity level. So you are two steps better than someone that is a rookie. Why two steps? Because the skills and the practical skills that you're going to get and you will continue to get will be equated to some of the job roles you will meet as a cybersecurity personnel. For example, um, at the end of this program, you are eligible to enroll or to start do a SOC level 1 program. Now, SOC level 1 program is, uh, let me not get you guys too deep, but as a SOC level 1 analyst, your job is to monitor, detect, and analyze networks and some of those rudimentary works for a cybersecurity expert. So when you say an expert is someone who has been trained, not just trained, who has gained experience. Experience is not 1 month, not 2 months, not 3 months, not 6 months, not 1 year. Experience is gained over time by training. So at the end of this program, you will be confident enough to apply for entry roles as a cybersecurity personnel, depending on how diligent you are during this program, during the practicals, not just what I teach you, but what you do behind what I teach you that will get you that kind of leverage. And of course, when you start practicing and putting out your skills out there, you'll get picked and you will be eligible for roles, beginners roles, entry level roles, because cybersecurity, as projected on the internet, is not all there is. When people tell you I'm into cybersecurity, by the end of this program, you will be able to know what is cybersecurity, which aspect of cybersecurity are you in, which aspect do you desire to go in, what roles are there in cybersecurity and what roles are available for me. So the word cybersecurity, I tell people, is just like getting admission into a Nigerian university. You are an undergraduate, you're a cybersecurity personnel. Now, which department or which school first are you in inside the school? For example, if you are an engineering student, you will be inside the SIT school, which is School of School of Engineering and Engineering Technology. That's a school. Now, inside the school, you have departments. You have computer engineering, electrical engineering, all those engineering departments that are inside the SIT school. Now, inside electrical, let's say for instance, you go into electrical engineering. Inside electrical engineering, there are specifications. You specialize either in power or electronics or what's it called. So don't just follow the crowd and say I'm in cybersecurity. By the end of this program, you will know specifically who you are, not just say I'm a cybersecurity personnel. Is that clear?
Yes,
Okay.
it is clear.
Thank you. Safat, you raise your hand. Kindly go ahead.
So, please, what about the people that are more interested in pen testing? Like, you're like, I'm going to do basics of pen testing. What of those that are more interested in pen testing?
Okay, good. Someone that is interested in penetration testing is obvious. You want to be in the red team. Okay, SOC is in the blue team, and red teams are the guys that are the threat hunting, penetration testing, and that is why we have a bit of all these in this program. If you watched, if you were careful enough while I was reading out the things we're going to do, you'll find that penetration testing there. So we're going to have in this program also, like I said earlier, a part of penetration testing so that you will have that knowledge of This is what this field is all about. This is where I am focusing on. You could now go ahead and make trailblazers for yourself. Then when you now go into the platforms that we're going to introduce to you, just like the Hack the Boss and the Try Hack Me, you now go specifically on those areas that you are interested in. Having already the background knowledge and also intro practical knowledge, hands-on practical knowledge of this field. For example, somebody that wants to do penetration testing, you will do the basic penetration testing with us here. Then when you get to those platforms, you go specifically for pen testing. You go either for pen testing, vulnerability assessment, threat hunting. You focus on the red team sections. Those that want to be on the blue team, SOC team, you focus on that area. So it is kind of uh, uh, a full package program that helps you to move on from here, having clarity of where you're going to and how exactly you're going to get there. Thank you, Safat. I hope that's clear.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Any more questions? The guys are not asking questions. Previous batches is the guys that ask questions and the girls keep quiet. I want to have a question. Somebody should say something from the guys. Any question before any question or contribution? If you understood everything, then we could go ahead. Okay, Paul.
Well, I am new here, and it's better for me just to learn
Yeah.
instead of just asking.
Okay.
So thank you.
Thank you very much. That's very great. And as a newbie or rookie, you are the reason why we are here. Okay, so you're in the right place. All you have to do is be diligent enough to follow through all the classes, all the classworks. By the end of these 7 weeks, you will no more be new. You will have more than enough knowledge to make decisions ahead. So, guys, let's take it up from here. Okay. So, in this first week, we're going to go into introduction to cybersecurity, introduction to SOC. I already told you guys about SOC, Security Operations Center. We'll have an in-dive deep into SOC, the jobs, the fields, and when you're going through the SOC video or SOC class, you're going to find out that it's divided into people, processes, and technologies. The people in SOC, the processes that are used in SOC, and the technologies that are used in SOC, and also why SOC is important and why we have it in this curriculum. We would have replaced SOC with every other program, but SOC is an important part of cybersecurity, very basic, important part. So that's why we have it in this program. Uh, that reminds me, I got a memo from the manager of the program. He told me that the next batch, I think they'll be going for, they're not going to be going for 15,000 naira. They're going for either that $50 or thereabout. But that's just wanted to let that out for us. So you're going to do the best you can and make the best out of this program while it is here. So let's move on. Introduction to cybersecurity with the whole noise and the whole everything going there. What is cybersecurity? Cybersecurity, both in layman terms, could be said to refer to the practice of protecting systems, okay, networks, and programs from digital attacks. When we're talking about systems, systems can be your laptop, can go as small as from your laptop as in your house to the big organizations or the setups they have there. Every organization that you see functioning have a back end that is running under systems, networks, and programs that are making sure that the business is going forward. Okay, so cybersecurity refers is the practice of protecting it. So when somebody say I'm a cybersecurity personnel, the right question is which parts are you in? What do you do in cybersecurity? What's your job in cybersecurity? Because now we are finding out that cybersecurity means the practice of protecting systems. So there is things to do as a cybersecurity person. These attacks that we are trying to protect are usually aimed at doing few things. For example, they are aimed at assessing what they are not supposed to assess. When people are trying to assess information that are not specifically meant for them to access, is an attack. When they try to change things that are not meant to be changed, they try to destroy sensitive information, or even extort money from users, and also interrupting normal business processes. At the end of it all, they want to their end plan is going to disrupt businesses, because when the systems that are supposed to enable businesses are being disrupted, then business stops, company stops making money. So note, in today's interconnected world, cybersecurity is critical, very, very critical to ensuring the safety and security of digital lives. And the more products and the more advancements in technology we have, the more risk is we are all exposed to. There is, I think, down the line, you are going to find out that there's a company that was infiltrated not through phishing or any known cybersecurity vulnerability, but through their AC, the AC in their office. That's how they got hacked. We'll learn about that later on. So, still on introduction, why does cybersecurity matter? Protection of data, number one. Cybersecurity ensures that sensitive information remains confidential and is not accessed by unauthorized individuals. So, in the aspect of protection of data, cybersecurity matters a lot. Business continuity, just like we already saying, companies rely on cybersecurity to keep their operations running smoothly and safe, preventing costly downtimes due to cyber attacks. When there is an attack, it takes down most of the better parts of the system, and time is money, even in businesses. Then, last but not the least, national security. This part is cannot be overestimated, because it's an aspect that in recent times we've seen that many that are fighting, many countries that are fighting, they are fighting more of digital wars. You'll be seeing whatever is going down physically, the bombings physically. If you are aware of the rate of war that is going on network-wise, internet-wise, against countries, you will know that war is not just fought on the field. So, national security, protecting critical infrastructures, and national interest from cyber threats is a matter of national security. I think one of the biggest, not the biggest, one of the first cyber crime that was carried out was Stuxnet, if I'm not mistaken, which was targeted on Iran nuclear plant, and that was a very big one. So, cybersecurity matters from both the individual level to the national level. So, going in, we'll talk about the core concepts in cybersecurity. We call them the CIA triad. When you're dealing with cybersecurity, there are these three components will always come to play: confidentiality, integrity, and the availability. So, in layman terms, confidentiality comes in place where things that are meant to be confidential remains confidential and not tampered with. If integrity is needed in this particular aspect, let it stay there and let it not be tampered with. Then also, whatever it is that is needed to be accessed at any time that it needs to be accessed, let it work at that time it's supposed to work. I know a man that says, I like things that work. He says he likes things that, if something is supposed to work, let it work. Yes, but for things to work, systems are in place to ensure that those things work. So these three components, we call them the core concepts in cybersecurity. CIA, they are always in play in every part of cybersecurity. Now, explaining more further about the CIA threat, confidentiality, ensuring that sensitive data is only accessible to those with the appropriate permissions. For example, encrypting sensitive emails so that only the of confidentiality. From the first example we have here that says encrypting sensitive emails so that only the intended recipients can read them. Do anybody have? Okay, go ahead. I can see your hand, Ashford. Someone is raising up his or her hand. Safiat, can you go ahead? Your hands are raised.
We have using keys, like when we are sending message to another person, we have the use of asymmetric and symmetric key, like using key to send message to people.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Yeah.
but
So
that's encrypting data, right? So that only people that has the right access could be able to access it, right?
yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Ayomide, Ayodele, sorry. Go ahead. Paul, your hand is up. Do you want to lower it or you want to ask?
I want to lower it.
Okay, it's all right. Then integrity, maintaining the accuracy and completeness of data. For example, using checksums or hash functions to ensure that a file has not been tampered with. Then availability, ensuring that data systems are available when needed. For example, using redundant systems to ensure that a website remains online even during hardware failure. Okay, so there is an analogy that I use to explain the CIA triad as a use case. Let's consider a hospital's database, patient database. Confidentiality in this aspect as a core concept ensures that only doctors and authorized personnel can access patient record. That's where confidentiality plays a role. Then integrity ensures that data entered by one doctor isn't altered by another accidentally or maliciously. When we say, no, this is what I kept and this it has been like that since I kept it. So availability in this scenario ensures that the database is accessible even during peak times or emergencies. So that is a short use case for the CIA triad. And these three concepts, they kind of, sums up the need and the usefulness and the significance of cybersecurity. Never forget it. It will always come handy. CIA triad: confidentiality, integrity, availability. Okay, let's move into threats and vulnerabilities, understanding threats and vulnerabilities. Who here knows what a threat is? What is a threat or what's a vulnerability? If you heard about it before or you have a little idea, let me see your hands up. Okay, Safiat, sorry.
Yeah, vulnerabilities are the weakness
Hmm.
in the computers that allow attackers to compromise the system.
Yes, vulnerabilities exactly are those weak points or weak parts of our systems that makes us vulnerable. When something is vulnerable, it means that it's is open for attack. There is a loose hole there. When you're building a house and your engineers are not following the procedures, Tega, raise up your hand. Can you speak?
Okay, okay, sorry. I just want to make a quick point.
Okay.
Um, um, because of the sometimes I experience internet downtime. I've experienced it like 3 times now.
Okay.
I might reach some points. I don't know if as we go on with this training, there will be room for getting a recording so that I can easily get those points that I miss.
Yes, there is a recording for the class. So at the end of the class in the WhatsApp group, uh, each live class, the end of each live class, everybody you I will post the recorded link there as well as any other information that we need. So you also everybody gets uh, access to the recorded. Thank you. So I hope that's
Thank you.
okay, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
So Paul, kindly go ahead. Paul, you want to ask question? Your hands are raised.
The last person has just what you have just answered.
Oh, okay, it's all right. Then you can lower your hands down. Thank you very much. Okay. So we're going into threats and vulnerabilities. A vulnerability is a weakness or flaw in an operating system, network, or application. A simplified concept is just say that there are weak points in your computer or in your network that hackers can exploit. Hackers, is, the word hacker actually isn't necessarily or in the whole aspect bad, but due to recent misuse of the word hacking, it has a negative influence. But the right word here would have been threat actors. Sorry, yes, threat actors. Those who uh, try to become what they are not. They are acting to be who they are not. So, weak points in your computer or your network that hackers or threat actors can exploit. Example, when you use weak password, it's like leaving your front door unlocked. How many of us here use passwords like your date of birth? Don't do that. If you use passwords that are not secured, you keeping yourself vulnerable to attacks. And of course, I will also want to make this statement. No system is 100% proof. No system is 100% proof in the sense that no system cannot be hacked. But what can be done is you could increase or harden your attack surface. What do I mean? In simple layman's, if your door is made of wood and and another person's door is made of iron, which one is more easier to break in?
Good.
Exactly. So instead of making your attack surface soft, harden it more. So every system that you see that is strong means that it has hardened surface. But that does not mean that that iron cannot be penetrated. But it is going to take the people that are coming after it time, resources, energy, everything. So most times in business, because those that are the bad guys that are into business too, when you when what you're looking for in this house or in this system is $1,000 and you have to use a tool of $10,000 to do it, does it make sense? No, it doesn't make sense. Business wise, you've wasted money just to get peanuts. So hardening your surface is the best way to always remain 100% on top tier. I just wanted to put that out that no system is 100% proof, but you can harden the surfaces and make it stronger. And that is the reason why cybersecurity personnel like you and I are going into the system to learn the vulnerabilities, learn these things, and how to secure the systems and ensure that they stay secure. So a threat actor is someone who tries to exploit vulnerabilities to gain unauthorized access to data or system, as simple as it is. So note, security vulnerabilities can arise for many reasons, including misconfigurations, design flaws, outdated software versions, clicking on irrelevant links. So you could expose yourself, your mistakes. Even those that are building the system, like the designers, developers, if they don't put into place the right security measures, even when writing their code as developers or designers or programmers, they leave whatever they are building vulnerable. We're going to find out more about that down during the practicals. We'll find out that when we are doing the practical, one of the penetration tests we are going to carry out is SQL injection. You're going to find out that the application we are going to be attacking or penetrating into has weak forms or weak input forms, where you see that a website say put your email address here, put your password here. Those are input forms. They are some of gateway. There are gateways that information goes into the database. So when those gateways are not secure, it leaves the system open for attacks, just like we're going to be doing down the lane. So on a light scale, basic security measures using strong passwords are encouraged. You're going to create complex passwords and change them regularly to prevent unauthorized access. Okay. Is I think recently it's been advertised for people to ensure that your passwords, at least let them be long, and not just long. Let them have um, uppercase, smaller case, letters, numbers, alphabet. What's it called? Special characters. Now, apart from this, special formulation, ensure that they are more like sentences or words uh, that are what English I'm going to use that resonate to you. Because when you do that in one password, you are not just making them strong, but you're also bringing in another cybersecurity feature, which is something and something that's multi-factor authentication. So the password is something you are okay. Let's say that you know your password. A password is basic security measure 2456. Basic security measure 2456. If at all you are going to store your password anywhere, do not store all of them in whatever it is you're going to store it. Always share it. When you store half of it in your whatever password storage, leave the other half in your head so that you could always have that as a dual or multi-factor authentication, because it is very, very important that you stay safe. Then second one is regular software updates. Most of us do not like when our products or our devices tell us it's time to update. But those things are, they are basic security measures that should be uh, carried on. Are you guys still seeing my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I think it went up, but don't worry. So safe browsing also is another basic security measure. Avoid suspicious websites. When you go online, of course, when people start urging you to click links and they are not from verifiable sources, just avoid them. Okay? Because most times people fall into baits out of their own greediness and overdoing things. When you go online, be specific of what you're doing online. If you're watching clips or going through documents, be specific of which documents you're opening, because uh, if I tell you the height of the fact, as of 2000 and around as of 2010, almost 12 years ago, I myself, the team I was in, the type of payloads that we were generating, even till now, I don't see most of them out there in the website or in the open. These are payloads that go through multiple encryption methods, and when they come out, you wouldn't even know that this kind of things exist. So you can imagine someone sending you an image, and you open the image. What is the likeliness that you will suspect that that image is the virus? No, you will see it. You see someone send you a message, send you a picture in WhatsApp. You open it freely without what's it called, with a free mind, not knowing that executing the virus means opening that image. And once that image is open, the virus goes ahead and does whatever it wants to do and returns back, and everything looks as though nothing happened. So these are the things I'm telling you that most people are even doing more than these things out there. So ensure you're going to stay safe when browsing the internet. Avoid suspicious websites and downloads. And downloads, don't go around downloading unnecessary stuffs out there to avoid the malware infections. So we have a little classwork here. You're going to list out 10 vulnerabilities and 10 threats in cybersecurity. When you go to Google or anywhere to get the answers from, or to ensure that you read up some of them, read it to know, not just to answer Mr. Brian. Read it and put them in Google documents, and I will share my email address in the group where you could submit them. So let's move ahead. Introduction to Security Operations Center. Who knows what a Security Operations Center is? This is the second time I'm asking. Can anyone give an attempt if you've heard about it or you know what it is? Any idea? Amira, do you have an idea?
Yes, sir. Those are the defensive part of cybersecurity.
Okay, thank you
And
very much. So, um, what is SOC? SOC is Security Operations Center. So, whatever you see SOC, it stands for Security Operations Center, and it is a centralized unit. Before I go ahead, the image here shows you what SOC is. So, these two guys, they are watching the system, and they are there to monitor, dictate, and ensure that they pick threats or incidents as they are happening, or they could sense it from far off. So that's basically what the defense guys does. They help to reduce and mitigate the aspect, the intent of the bad works. So here in the document, you say SOC is a centralized unit that deals with security issues on an organizational and technical level. The primary function of SOC is to monitor, detect, analyze, and respond to cybersecurity incidents using a combination of technology solutions and a strong set of processes. There are processes, there are people, and there is a technology used in SOC, just like we're going to find out in this week's video training. So, people that work in SOC, basically, they sit down every day, they monitor the systems, they detect anomalies when they see things coming up on the system, and they respond to cybersecurity incidents. When you when you have a focus to be a defender, as a defender you start from SOC, because these are the frontline defense team of cybersecurity. They are the ones that get the information first that there is problem or something is happening here. They are the frontliners, they are the first eyes. So by the time, I think we dedicated one full week for SOC. This weekend entering, we're going to be going through the SOC video training. Then when we come back next week Saturday, we'll still go through them again, solidify the importance of it, how it relates with the respondent. Working in SOC as a level 1 SOC analyst should be able to know how to follow up on those kind of incidents. You take it to your level 2 or the SOC managers for incident response, or initiate incident response practices immediately. Still on introduction to SOC, basic roles in the SOC. Now, these are just a few basic rules. I think there are close to 40 something roles that work with SOC. Even some red team guys interface in the SOC environment. Red team, I mean, is the people that are in the penetration side, they are offensive. SOC is majorly on the defensive. They try to defend what is coming in. But the offensive part of cybersecurity are the people that they don't wait for these things to happen. They go out there and stop it. They search for what is happening. Is there any trouble here? Is there any loophole here? Is there any malware here? They find it, they take care of it. Especially the threat hunters, they go looking for it. The bug hunter, they go look for it to ensure, and all these people, they work together to ensure that the system is safe. So basic roles in SOC, we have the SOC analyst. If you are working as a SOC analyst, you might come in as SOC level 1. After SOC level 1, you go into SOC level 2. You graduate into SOC level 3, the manager, you keep on going. So during your training 2 this week, you're still going to, inside that video training, that SOC is expanded. You will see almost all the SOC job roles. So these are just basic few for us to talk about. So the SOC analyst guys, they monitor the network for suspicious activities and they respond to alerts. Incident responders, these guys also, they are professionals that manage the response to security incidents, such as data breaches and malware infections. Then we have the threat hunters. These guys proactively search for vulnerability and potential threats that may have been detected by automated systems. Now, people that are working in SOC, they use a range. In fact, every section in cybersecurity, every sector have their people, their processes, and their technologies. If you are working in SOC, you meet the SOC analysts, the incident responders, the SOC level, all the whole levels of SOC, the roles that there. You also have a set of tools that are being used. Most times, both the offense team and the defense team, they might make use of some tools might come in as a similarity between all of them, but some of them are specific for each other. Mhm. Okay. For example, in SOC tools and technologies, we we have here SIEM, which stands for Security Information and Event Management Tools. This is a technology that provides real-time analysis of security alerts, okay, generated by network hardware and applications. Example: Wazoo, Splunk, and Entop Engine. This same tool or this same technology, the work is to gather information from networks, computers, anything that sends information. It gathers those information called logs, computer logs. You know, the way computer talk to itself is through logs. Whatever that is happening to your phone now, there is a log of what is happening to your phone. You can't see it because you're not expected to see it. It's been hidden away from you, the normal user. But for as a cybersecurity personnel, if you want to see the logs of the things that are happening on your phone, your network logs, everything that's happening on your phone, there are systems, there are tools that can help you to do that. Likewise, your laptops, your system, organizations, the whole server, and everything. So, these security information and event management tools, these technologies, they get all those information and analyze them to know whether there are what's it called threats or incidents or whether there are issues with those logs. And also when there is issue in those logs, they send those reports into the SIEM. Now the SIEM breaks it down in a way that you and I can understand it. I will show you what a log looks like down, maybe this week or next week, but an average person might find it difficult to read a log, just one log. Now, 300 of those logs pass in 1 second. millions of them could pass in a day. So it's difficult for a man, someone to sit down and be reading logs. That's why we have some of these technology tools that will help us to sieve those logs, pieces them out, and give us an interface that when we look at it graphically or interface wise, graphical wise, we could be able to read it. And talking about Wazoo, I use Wazoo, Splunk, and also Entop Engine. I might be able to show you guys what a Wazoo or a SIM tool looks real life if you guys would want to see that. But if people don't want to see it, I could go ahead. But if people want to see what a SIM tool looks like, to other people from other fields too, they have, if they want to go into the field without spending 4 years in school, going into SOC training is one of the easiest ways to go into cybersecurity. Then from there, you would expand your knowledge and move ahead from there. So before we ask for questions, let's wrap up this particular page. IDS stroke IPS stands for Intrusion Detection System and Intrusion Prevention System. These are also tools that the SOC guys use to work. These systems monitor network traffic for malicious activities and take actions to prevent them. Okay. Incident. Before we go into incident response, any questions so far? Just let me get you guys. If you have any question or something you just want to ask, you could ask.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Oh, go ahead.
Yes, I'm enjoying the concept, and I've not been doing so much talking
I know.
since I'm I'm so new to it. But I will also want you to give me maybe where I can read these things up, because I know you must have abridged a lot of things.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Okay. So, one of the ways to grow in cybersecurity is, to be frank, 20% what you are given, 80% what you dig out yourself. Of course, I will point you towards the directions of where to read up some of these concepts. Now, SOC, for example, we are talking about SOC. This week, you're going to have a material that is focuses on SOC entirely. Okay, that's what you're going to do throughout the whole week. If you are fast enough, you might finish it within few days. But that's what you're going to do. So when we still come out, we'll look into it deeply. By the end of next week, you will not be in doubt of what SOC is or what they do specifically. Then also, it's high time also to start being intentional on when you go for materials seeking, or when you're going to look for materials online to read up. You will not be intentional on, okay, you know what to look for. Not just I want to look for cybersecurity or something. Now you know specifically if you want to look for SOC material, you look for SOC materials. If you want to look for um, SIM tools, you read about SIM tools. If you want to read about this, you read about this too. Then also, this is about the best time to be in cybersecurity. Why do I say so? Because we have everything we need. We have it in our hands. When ChatGPT came out, I said, "Oh, bless me," because it's one of the best tools you could use even these days. If after this class you take the summary of what we learned from this class, put it in ChatGPT, and tell it, please, I need a full class on this. The things that I've not yet known, or there's a way you could prompt it. If you need help, maybe after class you could DM me. I'll help you to expand it more. You prompt ChatGPT, it gives you a full-fledged stuff on whatever it is you're looking for. Then when you add it with your live classes and your classworks, you will always know more, and you will always become better. Thank you. So, Safiat, Amira, you had something to say. You wanted to ask question. I saw your hand earlier.
Yes, I actually wanted to ask if the material being used there, if the PDF will be given to us.
This material that I'm using, of course, if you need it, just request for it.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
I,
Yes. So
Maybe you can put in the group for, sorry, excuse me.
yes.
Maybe you can put in the group for everybody instead of saying unless you need it. Most of us here are new to this course itself.
Okay, it's all
So I
right.
think we would like to
No
have
problem.
every information possible.
It's all right. No
Thank
problem.
you.
So along with the recording section, you see your batch shows interest of needing it. So I will. A wise man said, "Never give a man more than what he deserves or what he wants." So you ask, you receive. Add along with the link of the recording section. You will get the link of the recording section at the end of the class in the group plus this material. Then, thirdly, you also get the link of the classwork you're going to be doing within the week. So, if that's okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Really
You.
appreciate
Yeah. So, incident response. Incident response is just like when something happens, how do you respond to it? And most organizations they have detailed processes, step one, step two, step three, on how to respond to incidents. And in an organized strategic approach, so we say that incident response is an organized strategic approach to detecting and managing cyber attacks in ways that minimize damage, recovery time, and total cost. Okay, so in just a little details, we have the detection, the first step detection. You identify the presence of a security incident. Second, containment. You isolate whatever is affected. You isolate them to prevent further damage. Then eradication. Of course, you remove whatever it is that has caused it, such as deleting the malware or blocking the IP addresses or those things that are bringing those issues. You delete them and put a stop to it. Then under recovery, you restore and validate system functionality. If there are things that are spoiled, when you remove the ones that are spoiled, you check where is the last um, stored or backed up stage. You recover from there, you restore from there. Then also, most importantly, the lesson learned. For every incident in an organization or in a system, there has to be lesson learned. And one of the lesson learned is to improve future occurrences. If a thief comes to your house and breaks your wood door, it will make you to be wise enough to go and put an iron door. Now you've learned a lesson. Now you've fortified the system the more. That is exactly what should or what is expected for you in the incident response. So by the end of cleaning up and restoring back to function, you make the system better than it was before to avoid those kind of things from happening. And if what happened has human hands, like it is has a human component, you also spread the news to the group, to the what's it called, to the organization. Most times you find out that the banks will always be sending message. Please do not. The bank will not ask you for this. The banks will not. They are trying to make the public aware that they are doing their part so that the public will be aware of security incidents and not to fall victim of it. They fell victim of it in the past and they are trying to avoid such occurrences from happening again. Okay, then on a lighter basis, also cybersecurity also has the ethical and the ethical, legal and ethical side of it, which has to do with regulatory considerations. And this place also harbors the GROCs, where the policies, the government, the audits, all those things happen there. So someone that, let's say, for instance, a chartered accountant that isn't going to start hacking or start doing cybersecurity core defense, the person could just stay in um, GREC. And GREC, but I myself, at the top of my career, I will still go into GREC full time because I want to be able to be interfacing with the government. That's where heavy contracts, coming through. So GRCs plays good roles also, especially too when you're looking at being or working with government or working with organizations at the C level. as a cybersecurity personnel, you should be able to have a good knowledge of the GRCs in cybersecurity. So, and those are the governance areas. So, in simplified format, they are simply the rules that govern how data should be protected. For example, in GDPR, GDPR in Europe sets standards for how companies handle data, and most other African countries too. So your second class work would be you're going to list out, go and research and find out which bodies in Nigeria sets the standards for how companies handle personal data. I know there are probably maybe one or two or more of them. So this is your second assignment today. Which bodies in Nigeria set standards for how companies handle personal data? Now, most of the concepts that we've talked on the lighter base, when you are doing your IC2 training, you also meet them and you will meet some documentations also for reading out. So you're going to have enough to study and to chew, but at the end, keep your eyes focused. Why I say keep your eyes focused is that the goal is to come out better than you came in, to come out equipped and ready for the job, not just studying and learning. You learn and be equipped towards it. I'll be very glad if this batch will finish up all their practicals and even go into what's it called platforms like Hack the Boss and Try Hack. I'll be very glad if this batch will be able to make it to all those parts, and because it's going to speak more about the skill set that you're coming at with, even when you're going to look for work. So we are almost wrapping up the section for today. Oh, we've taken almost an hour 30 minutes. So to do, I'm going to, like I told you guys, we're going to get the SOC material in the group. I'm going to send it down in the group at the end of the course. So you go through it. The Indian guy, he did a good work in the SOC environment, even though I'm trying to model that his SOC program so that it will fit most of our students. But what he has there is very good, and I will share the link with you guys. The material is up for grabs too, so that you could use it. Um, what else am I missing? Okay, and I think that might just be it for today's class. Your to do, you have your classwork you're going to submit within the week. The classwork is not for me, but if you do it and submit to me, it's good. It shows me that you did it, but it's majorly for you so that you read up while you do your SOC basic training with the video material that will be shared after the class in the group. And that will be it for today's class. And I'm sure that you guys are already pumped up ahead. We have a lot to cover within the weeks that are coming. So I will need you guys' energy to still be on the high level. And if you have any challenge within the week or any question within the week, you could always ask in the group or ask me through my DM, and I'll be more than happy to oblige to you guys. So thank you very much. If there are questions, we'll take them. If there are no questions, we'll go get our breakfast. For those that have not taken their breakfast, someone like me.
We should be preparing for dinner. This is 4.
It's all right. No problem. So, any questions?
Yes, I have
Okay,
questions.
okay. Kindly
Okay,
questions or question.
let me first. Do I go ahead?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, let me first confirm the assignment. The first assignment was to
Vulnerabilities. That
get
one is
10,
good.
10 vulnerabilities and 10 threats to
Yes,
cybersecurity.
yes,
And the second one now is which bodies in Nigeria set the standards for how companies handle personal data, right?
yes. People's data. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So my question, you said something about going into try hack me. I don't understand what you mean by that. And is there a criteria to go into try hack me,
Okay,
or because you
okay.
said the other groups that
They've not
they
been
have not
able
gone
to.
into that,
Yes.
so you expect us to do say to be able to do that.
Okay.
Right.
Sorry, I'm trying to capture this in the recording. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, recording. TryHackMe is a platform that enables you and I, people in the cyberspace, to be practicing every day. So when you go there, there is work to be doing. You have something to practice. If you are into the penetration, the red team, there's something to be done doing. If you're in the defense team, there's something to do. So how they did it is you just come in and log in, and you go to your assigned part. There's not you might not be able, because you are not downloading any other stuff as though you are working from home. But when you go in, you log in and you start practicing your skills and honing them up for better. And that is what those platforms do. And I'll be expectant that at the end of you guys' training, people will be able to, I will introduce you guys to those platforms and you will start getting yourself busy. So every day, every month, every week, there's targets, there's things to be done. And most of those things compile and add to your CV, adds to your skills, adds to the work that you're supposed to do in the real time when you go for the real job. So I hope that's correct. I hope that's you got that right.
Yes, I did. That means I can build a portfolio on
Of
that
course, of course.
platform.
Your portfolio building starts from the practicals we're going to do in this particular bootcamp. That's where your
Okay.
portfolio building starts.
Okay. Then the other part that you said you wish we can get into it, is there a criteria to go in, or I have to be fully prepared? It's just me dedicating my time for
Hmm.
it, or do I
Hmm.
have to make something?
No, you have to dedicate your time and ensure that you go there and practice. Most people don't. Most people just stop. They don't do things. They don't work. So that's why you see me expanding it as though there is one big criteria to doing it. No, is will you have time to go in and make yourself better? Will you spend some of your Facebook and Instagram time and use it and do things that are better? Okay, so that's it. And now the other part of it is majority of it. When you're starting, it's free, but they have, for example, if I want to go in there now, I'm not paying anything for today because I don't have any current subscription. But if I want to work, I have dedicated 1 hour free to work there to work in the platform. Okay, there are informative learning where there are practical learnings. So for practical learnings that needs some tools which they've already provisioned, they provision those tools. And for people like me, probably someone like serious, I might just subscribe for a month. Maybe I don't know. When we get there, you're going to see the subscription packages. Some few thousands of naira for a month, depending on. Then, if you want to use the free package, you use the free package where you come there every day. There's allocated time for you to work and practice, maybe 1 hour, maybe 2 hours. Then also, as you are doing exercises, you'll be gaining um, you'll be earning points. Some of those points you can use it to buy courses or to buy it's not courses to buy segments of the products of
Fine.
the EX. You could use it to continue the training when you don't have money to pay. So, for example, I've spoken too much grammar. Let's go into hacking. Let me show it physical. Let me show it real time so we know what it looks like. See why live class is good. You get opportunity to ask questions, and when you persevere, you see what you want to see. But when you're watching a recorded video, you're only getting what you are being given. True of course. Get,
Oh,
yeah,
True, sure.
yeah.
yeah.
Hack the boss. If you watch very well, this is my page, and I have some pending practicals that I do most times. This is login brute forcing. This is server side attack. This is an attacks. You see here, it says unlock for 100 cubes. I have free. I have 11 cubes. As I'm doing exercises, I have cubes. I accumulate cubes. So I can use my accumulated cubes to open classes that I want to do. So in the modules too, I have modules that I've already uh, favorites, like put in my checkbox that I want to do. In progress, let me open the ones I have in progress. SQL injection fundamentals. These ones are in my progress. And there are such badges to be earned as you go through all the programs. Everything you're looking for, if you are in the defense, everything about defense, you get them practicalized also here. If you're in the offense team, you get a lot of things here. So that is what I mean. For example, let's say I want to purchase cubes, and maybe I want 100 cubes for a particular module, a particular course. Okay, I could actually decide to. I think there are little ones. These ones are for exams. I'm not going for exams on monthly. Let me see. What are the monthly billings? Okay, so you can see I could pay $18 for a month and dedicate myself to work for a month. So while people do not train is and get themselves better is that they are lazy. If I pay $18, I don't know how much it is now, it should be around 20 something thousand. If I pay 20,000 naira and I dedicate myself to training for every day for the whole month, I am not going to be the same with somebody that doesn't train. Now, when I get to the jobs, those things I'm training, they are the skill sets that I need in the job. It's not just something you read, it's something that you've done. When the interviewer is asking you a question, you are answering step by step how you did it. How do you set up a home lab? You say I do this and I do that and I do that. How do you bypass or how do you carry out SQL injection? You say this is how I start, this is how I do it. So at the end of the training, you will be encouraged. I will encourage you guys to join these platforms. This is this, and also I have a try hack me also. Uh, so there are two of them that I normally go on to do my hands-on training. So that's why I said by the end of the training, you will continue to hone your skills, ensure that you're getting better and better until you get job. Even when you get your job, you will still have rooms to come back to for additional trainings. For today, have roughly 1 more minute. So if there are no other questions, we will within the week. Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, see you guys within the week and within.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
Juan.
very much.